Hey y'all! You know, if there's one thing I love, it's a loud and proud fireworks display. Watching those little sparks fly up from the mortar into the sky, just anticipating that burst of color and that loud, thunderous clap that's going to come afterwards. It's exciting, it gets your heart racing, and to be honest, when I see that finale start, I get a little disappointed that it's almost over. But then I remember, there's another light show, perhaps more subtle, but definitely more intimate, waiting for us for the rest of the summer. Many evenings of my childhood were spent tracking down these tiny little light shows right in my backyard. Of course, I'm talking about lightning bugs. Now, otherwise, or more accurately known as Lemuridae, there are over 2,000 unique species worldwide. Fireflies can easily be described as charismatic, while their dreamlike flight and their beaconing light make them easy to track and catch. And once you have one in your hand, they always tend to stick around for a moment and check out their giant captors. Fireflies probably have this relaxed attitude because they carry the same toxins in their body as toads do, which makes them unpalatable to a lot of predators. They simply don't have a lot to worry about. Now, most of the time we capture males. Males are the ones hovering above the ground looking for females, which will be perched on lower vegetation. It's also important to note that not all lightning bugs are bioluminescent or able to produce their own light. Some lightning bugs are diurnal. They're awake and active during the day, so they don't have a need to produce this light. But the ones we think of most often do. But how? Well, like many of nature's greatest feats, a chemical reaction. Now, there's a compound inside of the insect's glow organ found on their abdomen called luciferin. And when luciferin is met with oxygen and magnesium ions, it produces that familiar green light. And this is all controlled by the insect. Not only are these insects producing their own light through this chemical reaction, but they're producing an exceptionally efficient type of light. We refer to it as a cold light because unlike the light bulbs in your house, which get hot to the touch because a lot of their energy is spent creating heat, when lightning bugs combine that luciferin and that oxygen and those magnesium ions, no energy is lost to heat. It all goes straight into the light. Now, while the males are hovering above the ground looking for a female, they're either trying to syncopate their shows with the mates, or they're just trying to get some sort of response from those ladies. Once a match is made, the females will then fly off and lay their eggs just beneath some moist soil a few days later. Fireflies go through a process called complete metamorphosis, much like a butterfly or a moth. So they have similar life stages. Once they hatch from their eggs later on in the summer, they're what's known as a glowworm, and they do glow just like their adult counterparts. Now, these glowworms are ferocious predators. They root around in the soil looking for any insects or invertebrates they can just devour. And they need to do this because the next stage in their life, after a hibernation through winter, is to go through what's called pupation, or their version of a cocoon or a chrysalis. This takes a lot of energy. And after 1 to 2 weeks of pupating in the spring of the next year, they emerge as the adults that we recognize each summer. Now, adult lightning bugs, their diets range depending on species. They could be eating other insects, or they could be eating pollen or nectar. But their main goal as adults, make more fireflies. Now, really curious are the names we use to refer to these insects, because, well, they're not flies at all. They're beetles, in fact, and they're certainly not summoning fire at will. And lightning bug, well, to be a bug, you have to have specific sucking mouth parts, like a mosquito or a bee. And Zeus already called the lightning. Sorry, guys. Perhaps a better common name would be a soft-bodied, temperate, bioluminescent beetle emitting light at 510 to 670 nanometers, but that's not quite as fun to say. These insects are also known as bioindicators. You see, humans thrive in light, and as we encroach further and further into the nighttime with our artificial light, so it's more productive for us, well, it really disturbs our nocturnal animals. Artificial light disrupts navigation and feeding and breeding and rest for countless wildlife. If you think that you are seeing less fireflies now than you did as a child, you'd be right. The more artificial light that we introduce, the less space they have to do their thing. One of the easiest ways to help out our lightning bug friends and take a hands-on approach to wildlife conservation in your area is simply by turning off that porch light. All right, I have a feeling like my friends in here are getting a little antsy. I'm gonna pop this lid off, let them out, and wish them luck on making some baby fireflies this year. This has been Tyler with Terradice. Take care.